Okay, let me welcome in our next guest, Irfan Razack of Prestige Group, as well as Mr. Taneja of the SCAI, joining us this morning to give us a sense of the reopening when it comes to malls and retail and understand how things are evolving there. Good morning, both of you. Mr. Taneja, let me start off with you. What's been the process of gradual reopening the last few days? What are you seeing on ground in terms of footfalls, in terms of retailers also striving to reopen and get things back to normal?
Good morning. I think the opening has been very encouraging. We started opening on Monday, and I can just say that shopping centers have behaved very responsibly across the country. Almost 200 plus shopping centers open, and we saw encouraging response. If you compare pre-COVID days, we would say the footfall was in the range of 30% to 35%. That's what it looked. And there were serious shoppers. We didn't have people who were strolling around or just walked into the mall. We had shoppers who came with a purpose, bought something, and went away. That's what the feedback is.
And are there particular segments or trends that you're observing that people are coming in, perhaps whether it be to run errands or pent-up demand, or is it genuine traction that we're seeing? It's because that may be too soon right now.
Yeah, that could be too soon, but I think we saw shoppers across the country buying electronics, casual fashion wear, kids wear. That's the kind of shopping which is happening right now, and which is also justifiable because I think people are coming to buy what they need right now rather than shopping.
Mr. Razack, what's been the experience in Bangalore? Have footfalls increased? Have the malls opened? I'm sure everybody's opening malls with a lot of responsibility in maintaining social distancing. But what is the update there in the malls which you own and the malls which you track?
Good morning. See, we have opened our malls in Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mangalore, Mysore. Chennai has still not yet opened because Chennai is, I think, wanting us to open in the 1st of July. Having said that, I tell you that I agree with Amitabh saying that we've taken a lot of care to see all safety norms are maintained for our customers, social distancing is maintained, entry-exit points are monitored. And I think all in all, it's a huge gamut of things that need to be done to sanitize toilets, to sanitize other areas like even escalators, lifts, so that it's a very safe environment for the visitors. Now, that has been taken care of fully and completely protected. And I believe the visitors who enter our malls and visit our malls should be coming in with a free mind that, listen, if I go in here, there's no chance of me getting infected. Having said that, yes, we need to follow this continually. It can't be relaxed at any point of time. And it's a beginning. We've started, we've opened the malls, and the happy news is we've opened with almost 90% of our retailers opening their doors. Some of them are still trying to get to, sort of the idea. It's like, you've gone into a huge surgery, you're convincing, and at the same time, your recovery. Now, that recovery mode we are on, and it will take some more time for us to really get to the normal things, like even now food and beverage, restaurants. They cannot trade fully because the government has put a restriction on the serving of liquor to the restaurants. So the bars and restaurants in the mall are like, they are open but like non-functional. Food courts are open because food courts there is no liquor. And the restaurants really, the lunch crowd will be not that much. So it's we have to see it over a period of the next 2 months, 3 months. But like Amitabh said, trading is happening. That's the happy news. People are coming in and buying, and I won't call it something like people are just going berserk in buying, but that whatever the requirements are, They're coming out. They've been denied to go out and have the shopping experience. So that's happening, and I think it will pick up over the weekend, and then we've got the next few weekends. And once the restaurants can function normally, and finally, of course, I don't know how long the cinemas will be shut, and of course, even if cinemas open, we really don't have the software at the moment. So that also will take a couple of months, I believe, and we'll be hitting back to normalcy maybe sometime in either August or September. And at the same time, the other part is the infections are not decreasing in the country anyway. The spikes are happening. So we have to take care. We have to be cautious. We can't throw caution to the wind, and it has to be a balance. At one time, the life has to go on, but at the same time, we have to protect lives. So it's a very big contradiction. But I believe that that's how things are going to be, and that's the new normal.
I think we are complete in Votary as a channel that, look, you have to take precautions, wear a mask, don't touch surfaces, maintain social distancing, but life has to move on. I mean, that's the way we have to understand how things are. So, Mr. Razack, we also heard that for a lot of malls now, individual shop owners or currently the tenants are renegotiating rents, and that's largely because if there is no business, they cannot pay rents. Are you showing empathy to them? Are you renegotiating long-term leases? What is happening what is happening to that part of the business? Since you're a listed company, I'm asking you direct question.
Yeah, see, we've shown empathy straight away on day one. When the lockdown happened, March 15th, in the malls across, my CEO and CEO approached me, who handle the malls, and they said, listen, the malls are shut, retailers are getting anxious. I said, listen, it's fair. We've always worked in a spirit of partnership. The contracts may say one thing, but let's give the rental waiver fully till the lockdown period. And once the lockdown opens, we have to get back the rent. And of course, during the lockdown, the only request that was made to the retailers was to pay the camp charges so that the mall could be kept in condition. So whenever it opens, it's much easier and it becomes sort of instant. But at the same time, the retailers, we understand the pain of the retailers, but the retailers have to understand the pain of the mall owner, the mall developer, because we too have our commitments. We have got financial arrangements with bank. We have rentalized our rents. And technically, all the rent belongs to the bank because that's been escrowed to the banks. And in case the rent doesn't come in, that will put in a huge financial stress burden on us. We do understand the burden of the retailers. So it's a mix and match. We'll have to see. Now, we've already given away the 2.5 or 3 month period, which we've actually just written it off. And there's no way that can be recovered. The only hope is that the mall does better as we go along, and we do get better business, and it gets made up. See, there's no other way, because we have to support each other. So my only message to the retailers is, listen, we know that you are also going to make some losses. We've also made losses. Let's share our losses. It can't be only win for you and loss to us, and it can't be only win for us and loss to us. If we throw the contract on their face, they have no choice but to pay the rent. But they may also choose that, listen, in case we can't make money and we can't trade, we may as well exit from the mall. We don't want such situations. We want to have business in a spirit of partnership, in a spirit of understanding. And we may have to rewrite certain contracts for the next 6 months or the next 2-3 quarters. But I am very, very confident that retail business is here to stay. It's a long-term play. There's no need for panic either for the retailers or for the mall owners. It's only a temporary blip that has happened, and we will overcome this blip if we cooperate with each other and support each other. As mall owners, we also need the cash flows to see that we service our commitments to the banks. And I do understand from the retailer's angle, in case cash flows don't come in, how do they make the payments? So it's a balance that we have to do. If both of us understand each other's pains, solutions can be found very easily.
Okay, Mr. Taneja, hi there, good morning, Irfan joining in. Just a twofold question. Wanted to understand how you're looking at, the loan moratorium, because that is going to be new, good news for the sector. It will, of course, ease pressure on businesses who haven't earned money in the last 2 months. But do you think that at a time when we have seen a lot of pent-up demand, that consumers may be reluctant to shop? Would you be maybe looking at any sort of lucrative discounts in order to attract more footfalls and spurt up demand?
I think if you see the whole cycle of the retail business, malls have been locked up for 3 months, and all these retailers were stocked with merchandise. So as of now, the consumer is going to buy what they need. So I think as we go along, by the end of July, August sometime, there might be some kind of a special promotion or something. But I think this is the time where we need to settle down, retailers need to settle down. And I don't think this is the right time to create some kind of special demand because people are going to buy what they need. There's also this whole thing, fear in the mind. Let's not forget the pandemic is not over yet. We are opening businesses because life needs to go on. So that's what my thought is, and I think we will see how things unfold as we go along the next 1 or 2 months. Let's see how the consumer reacts. And I can only say that the shopping centers, malls in India are taking this very seriously, which will build that confidence, and I'm very hopeful consumers will start feeling very secure when they come to shopping centers.
Thank you for taking time out and joining in, giving us your view on what we could potentially see once return of normalcy comes back for the malls as the fear gradually abates, and of course we do move towards a vaccine. That's the view coming in from Irfan, Razack, as well as Amitabh Taneja of the Shopping Center Association. Well, let's get a move on and focus in on telecom that continues